Hello, my lovely Familinskis. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's speed build. So this is a second part, I guess you could say, of the community space that I built just in the video before. So obviously because each community space has different types, so like a community garden, a marketplace and a makerspace, then you kind of have to switch up every single build to accommodate for what type it is, if that makes sense. So at the moment I'm doing, I like to just do it in order just because it's easier that way. But at the moment the community garden is the one that I'm building. So also one thing I didn't show in the previous video was I added a little outdoor toilet just as a requirement that it had. And I couldn't really find a way to make it look good inside the little workshop, I guess you could say. So it kind of just made it a bit better that I left it outside. So I'm just kind of changing up the lot a little bit, or like the building a little bit, adding in some greenery, making it look pretty. I also added in the circular shaped fences at the front or the curved shaped fences, should I say, because I thought that they looked a little bit better than having just a square one. And also I was inspired by all the other previous community spaces that the Maxis, or not the Maxis, the EA team had made as well. So I thought that was really cool. And I don't know what I was kind of like thinking about for this community space, because in the one that I did last community space build, I didn't really, I kind of just did that build over and over and over again, especially the community garden, because I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do with it. And I wasn't feeling very inspired, but I was like, I have to get out something to the save file, because I can't just not be the host of the save file and have nothing to show for it. But because I didn't really put as much effort into it, I mean, I did put actually a lot of effort into the final build, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I was like, I know I can do better. I know my quality is so much better than what I'm producing right now. So I decided to remake it. That's why I ended up remaking it into the train workshop, because I thought that looked a little bit like better. It looked pretty cool. It looked like, you know, it had been an abandoned building, so it kind of fit the vibe really well. One thing that is so random that my game started doing, because when I was doing the screenshots and stuff like that for the previous save file, the Modern Oasis one, I obviously set some of the camera options. I think it's called like theater mode or something like that, where it kind of pans across wherever you set the camera from, and it kind of makes it look cinematic and like theater style, I guess. Oh, cinematic camera, that's what I'm trying to say. And I think for some reason it's set the camera into that specific spot where every time you press 9, which is how you move up some of the items. So I was trying to move up an item and then it would keep shooting me over to some random spot on the lot. Really bugged me. The only thing that I had to do to stop it is make sure I hold down Alt at the same time and then press 9, and it made it go up without shooting me over to some random location, which I feel like is a bug, because I've never actually used the number 9 in the cinematic mode, so I can't say for sure that it was always like that. But I feel like The Sims has been really buggy since the Eco Lifestyle. Well, not Eco Lifestyle, I guess, the new update that came out. I feel like The Sims has been very buggy. So I'm happy to claim that as a bug instead of my own fault. So we're just going to go with that. But what I decided to do with this community garden space was kind of make it into a clutter of a little garden in each space. So there's about 4 different plots, should I call it? where there is like some planters and then there's a bunch of other like plants in like just as decorations. I mean, it makes it so your Sims can't quite reach every single spot in the community, in the garden beds, but I guess if you really want to, you can kind of move it around so that they can get to it. Some of them were debug objects as well, so you can actually get to some of them. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I really liked it, and now I've moved on to doing the marketplace, I believe this one is. And the marketplace, I kind of had an idea. I think I changed it up a little bit. I also tried to make it have like a little bit of greenery on the side, and tried to make it match the way that the footpath, sort of how the squares work, so that it didn't look like it was half a square, because obviously that's the way that the tiles work in The Sims 4, but I didn't want it to have like half a square. And then I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. I hope I'm making sense. But because each square of concrete is aligned in a certain way, I had to make the footpath go a certain way so that it would look like it's meant to be like that, not like it's just because it's The Sims 4 and that's what happens in The Sims 4, if that makes any sense. I also had a lot of fun cluttering things up, and if you know me, if you've been here for a little while, you know I don't really like clutter. I mean, I like clutter, but not like excessive amounts. I feel like I went a little bit over the top with the clutter in this build. So I tried to make each little table kind of a theme. One thing when I was taking the screenshots though, and I guess you'll see a little bit later on once I do show you the screenshots of the finished build, is the people, like the community that does come, like the Sims that do come to the tables and have things to sell, they only ever sell candles, which is really annoying because it's kind of like I made a theme for each table, and obviously, I mean, Sims don't know that, so they're not going to go to a specific table because it has those decorations around it and sell the things that they want to sell. But it did make it a little bit annoying because there was a dedicated candle table, and it took forever for the Sims to actually go to that table and start selling candles. Like, everyone was just going to the woodworking table or the garden sort of table and selling candles. So it was a little bit annoying, but you know, it's The Sims. It is what it is. So, you know, you gotta just roll with it, I guess. But I did have fun cluttering it up a little bit. Using those crates as well from the debug menu, and I think some of them are also from just the regular like catalog. I did do not show live edit. I did do show hidden objects to get all of the craftable items. So there's like a woodworking kind of like market table. And then there is also a sculpture table, and there is one for like CDs and books, and then there's also one for plants and one for candles. So there should be 6 in total. Oh, there was one that I decided to make like figurines, I guess, or gnomes. I guess you could call them sculptures as well. I don't really know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed I hope you enjoy that clutter fest of a build because I had fun cluttering it up. I'm warming up to the clutter. I think it's because I don't really know how to clutter things up too much. So, and like my house isn't really all that cluttered as well. So I'm a bit of a minimalist like that, I guess you could say. I'm only joking. I'm not a minimalist at all. I have a lot of stuff, but I try to keep things organized. So now we are finally on to the last lot type, which is the Makerspace. And I kind of kept the same theme that I did with making the community garden, where I did like a clutter of, or a little plot clutter of plants. because it's near the fizzes, and I wanted to kind of keep it so that you could like go and plant something and then harvest it and then go and fizz it, make kombucha or make a fizzy fruit drink or something like that. So I thought that was a good idea. I also added in some seating areas because I just realized as well in my community garden space there's a little bit of space to sit, but it's more just like outdoor dining, I guess, instead of just like a cool little hangout. So I added a little easel into where the garden is, just to make it, I don't know, look like somewhere you would want to paint, because you know, that's something people do, right? For the inside, I kind of wasn't as sure what I wanted to do for the inside of it to make it look good, I guess you could say, because I tried to put the different Makerspace little requirements, so like the fabricator, the recycler, you also need there's a few other things. You can add some optional things like woodworking tables and stuff like that, but I was just trying to figure out what would look good and how it would look good. So I tried doing a fence before, as you saw a little bit earlier, and then I ended up doing the glass windows to make it look a bit more enclosed, just because I felt like having them just randomly placed around was a bit weird and it didn't really work. So I ended up just doing the windows, like the glass walls, I guess you could say, and then making a little space for you to hang out as well with a few fabricated items, because I thought it fit the theme of it being like a makerspace, and this is all the stuff that the Sims have kind of like made, I guess, for the community space. I also added in a little kids room where they could have like a little craftable table, and there's like a little science lab sort of table. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me renovate each space into a different type. If you did, I would love for you to stick around and hit that little subscribe button. It really helps support my channel and helps support me, as well as give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you want to download it, all of the links that you need are in the description box down below. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.